Stop now. Yes, stop. In this exact second, I am speaking to you. You felt it, didn't you? The pull that made your hand pause, the whisper that lifted the hairs on your arms, the small surge of electricity at the back of your neck. You had 10 seconds, and you chose to open this message. That was not an accident, beloved. That was obedience. That was your angel leaning close. And I, Michael, standing behind them with a sword of light, saying, "Listen. You have asked for a sign so many times, and when a sign arrives, you doubt your own eyes. But this is the sign. This is the threshold. This is the call that keeps you from drifting away from the presence that loves you more than breath. Stop now, and listen with all of you. I am here. You have carried a weight that no one else could see. You have smiled on days when your heart was a field of ruins. You have walked into rooms and felt alone in a crowd, heard laughter as if it were happening behind a wall of glass, and wondered if anyone would ever speak your true name again with tenderness. Night after night you turned the same memories, wondering if you could have said something different, done something different, stayed, or left, or prayed harder, or held on longer. The guilt bites, the loneliness curls like smoke in your chest. Discouragement whispers, "It will always be like this." Loss has taught you the shape of silence, and still the presence has not left you. Hear me, you are not being punished. You are being called. You are not forgotten. You are being found. Breathe. Place your hand over your heart. Feel your pulse rise to meet your touch. That is proof you are wanted here. That is the drumbeat of a destiny that has refused to die no matter who walked away, no matter which doors slammed, no matter how your own thoughts sometimes betray you. With your hand there, say quietly, even if your voice trembles, "I am here, God. I am listening." Let your own voice surprise you. Let it echo in the room where you sit. Let it lift the heavy air. Tonight, the veil is thin around you. You may feel chills without a breeze. You may smell roses where none are present. You may see the lights flicker for a breath longer than they should. You may dream of water, of white birds, of a doorway painted in a color you loved as a child. Do not dismiss these things as coincidence. Your angel has been brushing against your timeline all week, tapping your shoulder in the shape of repeated numbers, in songs that show up twice in an hour, in texts that arrive as if timed by heaven. We have been trying to tell you, your heart is not wrong. Your grief is not madness. Your ache is not your identity. It is a testament to your ability to love deeply. The one who made you is calling you back to warmth, back to clarity, back to the center where fear cannot swallow your name. Stop now and prepare a small altar of the ordinary. If you can, set a clear glass of water near you. Light a candle, only if it is safe to do so. And as the wick catches, say, "I invite the light. I keep nothing in the shadows." Watch how the flame steadies. Watch how your breathing steadies to match it. The glass of water will listen with you. It will hold what your tears cannot carry. It will remember what your mind forgets. Place your hand again on your heart. You cannot lose the presence of God when you choose to turn toward it. You can only drift from awareness. Tonight is the turning. Tonight, your awareness returns to you like a bird who recognizes home. I have walked with you in nights where you said no one could see you, in bathrooms where you braced your hands against a sink and tried to swallow the storm, in cars where the dashboard light became the only star you trusted. I have stood guard over your bed when nightmares reached for you. When the room was too quiet and the mind was too loud, I stood between you and the lie that said, "You are alone." Hear the truth spoken simply. You are accompanied. You have always been accompanied. Your angel has not grown tired of you. The presence has not given up on you. I, Michael, do not leave my post. Listen closely. There is a choice before you that looks small, but is sacred. In the next days, you will be given a chance to say yes to what you have been postponing, or to say no to what has been secretly draining your light. It may arrive as a conversation you have dreaded, an application you keep saving as a draft, a phone number you are meant to release, a room you are meant to clean, a drawer you are meant to empty, a boundary you are meant to draw. It does not need to be dramatic to be decisive. Your turning point will look like a door you can touch with your hand, a simple act with a holy consequence. Mark my words, obedience in small things reopens great gates. I know about the person whose name still sits like a stone in your throat. I know about the message you wrote and deleted. I know the sting of a betrayal you pretend you have conquered. You do not have to conquer it. You only have to surrender it. You believe that forgiving is a humiliation, as if your mercy would excuse what hurt you. In truth, forgiveness is how you unhook the chain from your own ankle. It is how you stop dragging the past into every room you enter. With me here, whisper their name into your hand on your heart. Then say, the way you would want it said over you, I release you into the light. I set you free so that I may be free. I forgive to make space for my blessing. If tears rise, let them. Your tears are not weakness. They are a river warming the earth of your life so seeds can break open and grow. You will not lose the presence of God because you have questions. You will not lose the presence because you falter, or because your prayers sometimes sound like anger, or because you miss someone so fiercely that you confuse longing with faithlessness. The presence is not fragile. The presence is a wind that knows your name, a table always set, a light that leans toward you even when you turn your face away. But you can dull your hearing. You can busy your hands to avoid touching what hurts. You can let screens lull you into a thin kind of forgetting. And so I say again, stop now, return. Return by choosing quiet for 5 minutes when the habit is to scroll. Return by putting your palm over your heart when the habit is to clench your jaw. Return by speaking one sincere sentence. God, I am tired of hiding. Little returns make a wide road. You are going to notice unusual gentleness around you over the next 3 dawns. You will wake and feel as if the air itself is blessing you. You may smell a fragrance out of nowhere, a sweetness not from any bottle you own. This is not your imagination. This is consolation arriving ahead of schedule. This is a hand on your shoulder from the world behind the world. On the second dawn, watch the sky early. There will be a break in the clouds like a door, and you will know this message was not a trick of your hunger. On the third dawn, a sentence, through a friend, through a page, through a stranger's kindness, will repeat a phrase you just prayed. Take these as signatures of heaven. Take them as receipts for promises I am making now. A specific fear has tried to persuade you that you are contaminated by the worst thing that happened to you. Hear me, as if I were standing in front of you with a scroll unrolled. You are not contaminated. You are consecrated. The pain was real. The shame is a lie. The failure felt final. It was not. The door you think you broke forever has a hinge that still moves. There is a room on the other side, and it is not empty. There is a table laid with your name card. There is warmth there. There is bread there. There is water, and the cup is not grudging. There is laughter there that will not make a knife of you for being tender. This is not sentimental. This is an oath. You have asked for a timetable. I will give you something clear. Within 7 days of choosing to obey the next gentle instruction, you will see a reversal begin. It may not be spectacular in the eyes of those who only believe in noise, but it will be undeniable to you. You will be remembered by someone who forgot to honor you. You will find a missing paper, or an open financial doorway, or a professional favor that arrives unexpectedly. You will see a delayed apology or a delayed opportunity, and you will know the delay did not delete your blessing. Mark the number 7. Watch for it, on receipts, in timestamps, in patterns of rest. When you see it, whisper, "I am aligned with heaven's timing," and feel how your anxiety loosens like a knot coming undone beneath warm fingers. Let me speak about your night dreams. You have dreamed of houses, old, unfamiliar, sometimes broken. You have woken with the taste of dust in your mouth, as if you had been renovating in your sleep. This is not random. The house is you. The rooms are your chapters. You are being shown which room to clean, which room to paint, which room to open a window in. When you dream of water, do not fear that you are drowning. You are being baptized again into courage. When you wake and your skin is covered in a soft coolness, that is not just temperature, that is a sign of escort, the brush of wings from those who guard you. When the light flickers, you are not haunted. You are being nudged to remember. Stay awake to the presence that is already awake to you. You fear losing God because some people used God to control you. They weaponized the holy. They told you love was a scoreboard. I tear up those false contracts now. Love is not a wage you earn. It is an atmosphere you breathe. And you are being reintroduced to the real thing. Do not let shame hermit you. Do not let spiritual pride isolate you. Ask for help. Say, "Angel of the Lord, stand with me in this room." Whisper it. Shout it. Think it so loudly it becomes prayer. We answer thought as readily as speech when it is sincere. You are not annoying heaven. You are not being greedy for grace. There is more supply of mercy than any demand you can bring. There is someone listening who has been certain they missed their moment, that they are the one exception mercy will not make. Hear me address you personally, as if I put a hand beneath your chin to lift your face. I see you. I know how long you have been tired. You have tried to grow a garden on concrete. You have tried to sleep while standing. You have apologized for needing water. You have thought, maybe I am the problem light cannot love. Not so. In the presence, none of this disqualifies you. It prepares you. You will be stubbornly joyful again. Your humor will return like a bird who couldn't bear winter any longer. You asked for permission to feel safe. Permission granted. Now, a ritual of release. If you can, take a pen and a small piece of paper. Write one sentence. I release what keeps me from hearing you. If you cannot write now, say it aloud. Fold the paper. Set it under the glass of water. Imagine the heavy thoughts being drawn out of you and held safely for transformation. Tonight, when you sleep, your angel will stand watch at the head of your bed and guard that exchange. In the morning, you will pour the water into the earth, a plant, the ground, the sink that leads to the rivers, and you will say, return what is heavy to the place where it can be made clean. Simple gestures, holy outcomes. There is a name that has tried to chain you to the past. Sometimes it is a person's name. Sometimes it is a label you picked up in the worst year. Hear me cut that chain. Hear it fall. Do not pick it up again out of habit. When loneliness knocks at 2 a.m., do not answer with old patterns. Answer by placing your hand on your heart, lighting your small candle if it is safe, and saying, I am not alone. Michael stands guard. My angel whispers truth. God breathes here. Let your room become a chapel by your attention, not by its architecture. Let your bed become an altar of rest, not a courtroom of old arguments. You have asked for prophetic clarity. I will give you 2 images. The first is a key you forgot you owned, hidden in the lining of your coat. You keep patting the outer pockets and telling yourself you must have lost it, while the key touches your skin through a thin layer and waits for you to remember how close it is. The second is a window painted shut by someone who didn't think you would need that much air. Both images are gentle commands. The key is your permission. The window is your boundary. You will feel the urge this week to say yes to yourself where you have said no for too long, and no to others where you have been trained to say yes at your own expense. This is not selfishness, it is stewardship. And as you obey, the room will flood with new oxygen. Your thought will clear like a sky after rain. You will taste joy in bread you thought was stale. Expect angelic humor. Yes, I said humor. Expect small jokes in the fabric of your day that make you smile at the timing, at the deliberate playfulness of heaven. The presence is not merely solemn, it is alive. It loves to surprise you with tenderness. A billboard with a word you just prayed. A stranger wearing a shirt with a sentence you needed. A song from your childhood right when you are about to give up. If you feel silly for noticing, you are noticing correctly. Childlikeness is the solvent that loosens cynicism, and cynicism has been the thief at your window. Let laughter be the guard dog that sends it away. Now I will speak to the wound of grief. The one you miss is not lost to love. The tear on your pillow is a bead on a string that reaches from your bed to a shore where no good thing is forgotten. The presence holds what you cannot hold. The empty chair is a doorway, not a mockery. Talk to them tonight if it brings you peace. Tell them what you didn't get to say. Tell them you are learning to trust light again. Then listen for what answers as quiet as turning pages in an old book. It may be a warmth on your cheek like a palm. It may be your name spoken inside with unusual gentleness. Receive it. You are not betraying your grief by healing. You are honoring love by living. Repeat after me, simply, like stepping stones across a river. I refuse despair. I choose returning. I renounce the lie that I am alone. I call my angel close. Michael, stand with me. God, draw near. I am not hiding. Say it now. Feel how the room shifts when you let your own mouth become blessing. Words are doors. You have been locking and unlocking rooms with your speech all your life. Tonight you bless yourself without apology. Tonight you choose sentences that keep your house bright. You worry that if you do not move quickly, you will miss everything you were meant to have. But worry is not your prophet. Peace is. Your blessing is not fragile china in a careless world. It is a mountain with your name carved in the stone. Fear says, hurry or you'll lose God. Love says, stop and you will find me again. So stop now. Drink a little water. Put your hand on your heart. Whisper a prayer in the comments of your own life. Write it somewhere if you can. I welcome the presence. I say yes to the small obedience. I am ready for holy reversals. Nothing dramatic is required for heaven to notice. Heaven has never stopped noticing. I put my sword between you and all that wants to devour your hope. I place a shield over your house, your devices, your sleep. I call confusion to be still and accusation to be silent. I instruct the hours to carry you kindly. I ask for the softest wind to find your face when you step outside tomorrow. A little signature across your skin that says, you are accompanied. I ask for favor to rise off the ground like fog and surround your next brave attempt. I ask that your name be remembered by those who can help and forgotten by those who only wish to use you. I ask for restoration in layered ways. Body steadied, mind cleared, heart warmed, spirit lifted. If you can, lift your right hand slightly now. Say, I accept new strength. Lower it slowly and feel strength return like a tide. If you can, close your eyes for a breath and picture a parchment glowing in the air before you. I unroll it. Your name is written there in a script that looks like light. Beneath it, these words: still chosen, still protected, still loved. I speak them like a seal over your life. I press that seal to your forehead in blessing. The oil of it is invisible, but your day will know it is there. Do not be surprised if a gentle courage comes upon you in ordinary places. At the sink, in the aisle, on the bus, in the middle of a call. You will feel a steadying. You will think, this is not me being strong. This is me being carried. You are correct. Let yourself be carried as often as needed. Strength will grow out of being held, not from pretending you don't need to be. Now, forgiveness. Not as a performance, not as a bargain, but as a release. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. Forgive the version of you that endured what you did not understand, that loved beyond wisdom, that stayed too long, that left too late. Forgive the hour you cannot stop revisiting. Forgive the God you misunderstood. Say it quietly. I forgive. I ask to be forgiven. I step out of the courtroom and into the garden. Feel the air change. Forgiveness changes the weather inside of you. It does not rewrite the past. It rescues your future from being written by it. I am almost finished speaking for now, but heaven is not finished with you. Before I fold the scroll, let me tell you what is coming as you choose this turning. A phone call that lifts a weight, a letter that rectifies a record, a small sum that proves provision is not done, a friend who becomes family, an appointment that finally feels like truth. Laughter, returning without guilt, morning light that makes your room look new, a night's sleep that does not break. Within 3 days, expect a wink from heaven so specific you cannot argue with it. Within 7 days, expect the hinge of a door to move. Within 30 days, expect to say, I did not know it could be like this again, and mean it. Hold your hand over your heart one last time, as I bless you. I speak resurrection over the parts of you that went underground to survive. I speak clarity over the fog that tries to return. I speak companionship over your coming hours. I speak joy that does not betray your wounds, but heals them. I speak protection over your entrance and your exits. I speak rest over your bed and purpose over your waking. I speak a holy curiosity that makes you notice the presence everywhere. I speak courage so gentle it feels like softness. I speak hope, not as a fragile wish, but as a muscle that carries you forward. I speak peace that is not the absence of noise, but the presence of someone. And now, beloved, I roll the parchment back toward its wooden rods. The light along its edges narrows like a path home. I press the seal. The wax sparkles and sets. Hear the sound of a scroll closing, not as an ending, but as a promise kept for the next time you open your heart. You are forgiven where you asked. You are free where you chose. You are guarded where you go. Walk gently to your next yes. The presence walks with you. I stand at your door. When you whisper, I hear. When you sleep, I keep watch. When you wake, I am already there. Go in peace, renewed, remembered, reborn. The parchment is closed, but your story is opening. You returned, and that matters. You could have closed this and carried your ache to another room in silence, but you chose to come back. You chose to listen a second time. That choice is not neutral. It is holy. I speak again, not because the first word failed, but because the second word roots what the first planted. Stop now. Still yourself. The presence is not far away. It is nearer than your breath, warmer than your skin, where your hand rests on your heart. You are answering a bell only your soul can hear, and as you answer, heaven leans closer. I am here, sword sheathed at my side, palms open, light steady. Your angel stands to your right, attentive, not impatient. Feel the kindness in the air. This is your sanctuary, disguised as an ordinary moment. You fear losing God because despair has taught you to expect abandonment. But despair is not a prophet. It is a parasite. It feeds on your attention. That is why I have asked you to stop, to turn, to place your hand on your heart. Each time you choose presence over panic, you starve despair and you feed hope. You may not feel triumphant. You may feel small. That is fine. Heaven does great things through small doors. You ask if you are late, if you have already drifted too far. Hear me clearly. You are not late. You are not lost. And you are not disqualified. You were meant to hear this now. If this had arrived earlier, it would have slipped through your fingers like water. Now the cup of your life is ready to receive. There are wounds you carry that have learned to mimic your voice. When you are quiet, they speak as if they were you. You don't deserve. You always fail. You ruin what you touch. You are too much. You are not enough. Those lines have been repeated so often, they feel like truth. They are not truth. They are echoes. You will notice it now. Their brittleness, their sameness. I give you a sentence to answer them with, a sentence as simple as a key. This is not my voice. This is my wound. Say it softly when the old chorus rises. The moment you name it, the spell begins to loosen. And in the loosened space I speak. You are loved in the places you fear are unlovable. You are wanted in the rooms you think you spoil. You are chosen where you thought you were tolerated. You are carried where you believed you were abandoned. You asked for signs, and we have already begun to place them like stepping stones across your week. Dreams will carry color tonight. Watch for blue like clear flame and gold like thread. Blue for truth that does not scorch, gold for connection that does not snap. If you see a doorway in your dream, walk through it. If you see a lake, kneel and touch the surface. Do not fear sinking. You will wake with the surety of someone who has touched something real, and you will carry that calm like a hidden ember into your day. In the waking hours, pay attention to the small choreography of mercy, a feather where there should be none, a coin exactly where your eye falls, a child laughing at the moment you think you cannot bear another minute, the lights flickering just once when you whisper a prayer, the scent of jasmine or bread or clean rain drifting into a closed room. Do not argue with peace when it arrives so gently, you're tempted to call it coincidence. Say thank you under your breath. Gratitude is a hinge. It makes heavy doors move. Your loneliness has taught you to suspect tenderness. You brace for the blow, even when a hand lifts to bless. That is why I am asking you to practice receiving in ways that feel manageable. Tonight, if you can, light a candle again, only if it is safe. Watch the flame as if you were watching your own breath. Place a clear glass of water beside it, and beneath the glass slide a small note. On that note, write in your own hand one sentence you want heaven to remember on your behalf. It can be a confession, I am tired of pretending. It can be a longing, I want to feel held. It can be a surrender, I release control. Fold the paper once. This is your altar of ordinary things. Heaven is very good at meeting you where you actually are. Keep the candle only as long as it is safe. Blow it out with intention when you finish, and as the smoke lifts, say, I welcome what is holy. I refuse what is heavy and untrue. In the morning, pour the water into the earth and say, return what is heavy to the place where it is made clean. These gestures are not magic tricks, they are agreements. You will feel the air change around your agreements. Let us speak about the heaviness of guilt. You shouldered blame for storms you did not summon. You apologized for tides obeying the moon. You learned to play peacemaker in wars that existed before you entered the room. When you could not make everyone calm, you called yourself a failure. I tear that lie in half. You are not the cause of every ache. You are not the cure for every wound. Your responsibility is real but bounded. Speak truth with kindness. Protect your peace without cruelty. Choose integrity when no one claps. Forgive when your own heart is ready, and refuse the theater of self-punishment. There is no virtue in rehearsing your worst day until it becomes your only story. There is courage in remembering you are more than one chapter. Loneliness is not proof that you are unlovable. It is proof that you are human. What proves you are beloved is that the presence keeps arriving at your door, even when you forget to knock. Tonight, make an appointment with your own heart. 5 minutes. Put your palm on your chest. Close your eyes if you can. Breathe slowly and say, I choose to keep company with myself. It will feel odd at first. You will want to flee. Stay. You are building a table inside you where heaven can sit and speak. The more often you return to that table, the less frightening an empty evening becomes, the less frantic your scrolling, the more possible it becomes to hear the quiet voice that is not your wound, but your wisdom. You worry often about missing your blessing because you are not fast enough or holy enough or strong enough. Let me remove that knot from your thinking. Blessing is not a rare bird that flies away if you blink. Blessing is the climate of a life that says yes to the small obediences. I promised you earlier that within 7 days of obeying the gentle instruction, a reversal would begin. I add now another rhythm. Within 3 days of blessing someone you do not understand, you will feel your own mind widen. Within 9 days of releasing one object that ties you to sorrow, a letter, a shirt, a song, you will feel a pressure lift from your chest. Within 21 days of practicing brief, honest prayers instead of perfect long ones, you will find yourself laughing at times that would have undone you last month. These are not tests, they are trajectories. You have been tempted to keep carrying what is not yours because you think putting it down means you didn't love deeply enough. That is not true. When you set down what is not yours, you can finally carry what is. What is yours now? Your breath, your choice, your attention, your boundaries, your body, your words, your sleep, your joy, your forgiveness, your future. The more attentively you carry these, the more grace arrives to carry what you cannot. You are not being asked to be a hero. You are being invited to be honest. Honesty is the doorway where help enters without knocking. I will speak plainly about discouragement. It has a voice like a foghorn in your head. What's the point? Nothing changes. You always fall back. It offers certainty without wisdom. When you hear it, do something tangible. Put both feet flat on the floor if you can. Name 5 solid things around you. Whisper, I am in a room. I am in a body. I am being kept alive on purpose. Then do one small act that improves the world you touch. Drink water, open a window. Text. I am thinking of you to someone who is safe. Place a dish in the sink and run the water. Lay out what you need for morning. These are small obediences. Heaven does not despise them. Discouragement loses coherence when you make any gentleness real. You asked for prophetic clarity about the near horizon. Your life will present you with a choice that seems mundane but carries weight. To answer a message quickly, or to wait until you can answer truthfully, to say yes to a favor that would drain you, or to offer an honest no without elaborate apology. To meet a fear with avoidance or with a step toward it. The presence does not threaten to leave if you choose poorly. You are not negotiating with a fragile deity, but the flow of peace is stronger along the path of truth. Choose the honest thing. Pause and ask, what is the truest sentence I can say here? Then say it. The truest sentence may be, I need time, or I don't know yet, or I am not available, or I would love to, or I forgive you, or I forgive me. When you speak it, notice how your shoulders lower, how the room seems to exhale. That ease is wisdom's signature. Now, a litany for your grief, because love has outlived a body, and you are the one carrying its music. Your tears do not embarrass heaven. Your shaking does not alarm us. Your longing is a form of praise. It says the love was real. It says the bond was profound. It says nothing is lost to the one who keeps all time in hand. If you dream of them, receive it as permission to feel the gentle pressure of their peace brushing against your sorrow. If you smell their cologne or the soap they used, if the lights blink once when you are telling a story about them, if a song you shared finds you on a day it should not have, say aloud, thank you for letting me know you are held. Do not bully yourself for healing slowly. Do not scold your heart for its tenderness. Heaven is not counting how quickly you tuck away your love. Heaven is teaching you to keep it in the open air, where it can breathe and bless you. You carry another bruise, the bruise of shame. Shame is different from guilt. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, I am wrong. We will not let that voice narrate your future. Speak this after me, as if you were writing on the inside walls of your life. I am not the worst thing that happened to Fortimi. I am not the worst thing I did when I was afraid. I am not the silence I kept to survive. I am the beloved of God, guarded by angels, accompanied by Michael, released from the courtroom into the garden. Repeat this when shame tries to put its hands on your throat. If your voice shakes, let it shake. Courage often trembles. It will help you to bless your senses, to invite the presence into what you see and hear and touch, so that your whole body becomes a chapel. Touch your eyes lightly if you can and say, I bless my seeing. Let me notice the mercy that hides in plain sight. Touch your ears and say, I bless my hearing. Let me catch the quiet instructions meant for me. Touch your mouth and say, I bless my speaking. Let me build rooms with my words where the weary can rest. Touch your hands and say, I bless my work. Let me be faithful in small things. Touch your feet and say, I bless my path. Let me walk away from what bruises my spirit. These small prayers make strong doors in the house of your life. I have spoken of candles and water. Now I add paper and breath. Write a one-line prayer in the open air where you are. Write it as if you were leaving a comment on the margin of your day. Write, I receive the presence, or Michael, stand guard over my night, or I forgive and I am forgiven, or simply Amen. If you cannot write, say it aloud. Words are seeds, your day is soil. Heaven is the gardener. You will be surprised what grows from a single, honest line. Expect the world to play along with heaven's timing once you accept that you are participating. Expect a line at the store to place you near someone who says a phrase you just prayed. Expect a delay to protect you from something that would have scraped you raw. Expect a detour to take you past a street name that feels like a message. Expect laughter to arrive at the exact minute you begin to spiral, as if someone changed the weather inside you. Do not call yourself foolish for noticing. Heaven delights in your noticing. Now, a warning said with love, not threat. When numbness whispers, when scrolling becomes a trance, when you feel yourself slipping into the thin grey where days blur, that is the early sign that you are drifting from awareness. The presence has not left. You have turned your face to a wall. Gently turn back. Turn with one breath named out loud. Turn by putting your hand on your heart and saying your honest sentence. Turn by standing up and touching the doorframe and saying, I pass through into peace. The sooner you turn, the less loud the false voices have to be to keep your attention. You are not failing by needing to turn often. The path home is made by many small turnings. You asked for a promise you could hold like a stone in your pocket. I give you this. There will be 3 signatures of favor in the next 30 days that no one can explain away, and each will arrive in a different form. The first will be provision, something material or practical that tells you, you are seen. The second will be reconciliation, a phrase spoken, an old tension softening, a misunderstanding cleared like fog. The third will be purpose, an invitation or nudge that fits your gifts like a key fits a lock. You will doubt at first. That is natural. Ask for confirmation, and watch how tenderness repeats itself. The more you say thank you, the more fluent you become in the language of grace. You fear the next step because you have been punished for taking steps before. That was then. This is a different country. The laws are different here. In this country, you are not punished for trying. You are celebrated for agreeing with life. Try small. Try steady. Try without the performance of pretending you are not afraid. Bring your fear with you, and let me carry it while you carry your yes. If you need a sentence to begin anything, use this. I don't know how, but I am willing. Willingness is a door that never rusts shut. There is a person whose presence tightens your chest. You keep waiting for them to change so you can breathe. I tell you a gentler truth. You can choose the shape of your breathing without their permission. Your boundaries are yours to bless. You may step back. You may say less. You may respond later. You may not respond at all. You may decide that love without self-betrayal is the only kind you will practice. I will not let harm call itself holiness in your house. Where you were trained to equate exhaustion with virtue, I retrain you to recognize peace as wisdom. I have a revelation about your name. You have cursed it, called it unlucky, tied it to the season that hurt you most. Heaven does not curse what it has called. Speak your name softly and add a blessing to it. Your name, you are allowed to heal. Your name, you are allowed to thrive. Your name, you are allowed to change your mind without apology. Your name, you are allowed to be loved without earning it. Say it with your hand on your heart. Feel the way your body receives the truth you speak over it. The cells of your being rejoice when you stop assaulting them with contempt. Mercy is good medicine. Take it daily. You will encounter laughter in the strangest places this week. It will arrive not as mockery, but as permission. Laugh without immediately preparing for the other shoe to drop. If sorrow follows, you can hold both. Heaven is large enough for laughter and lament to sit at the same table and not cancel each other. The soul that can hold both without shame is a soul that has learned to trust the presence. Now, I will build you a prayer you can walk inside when words fail. You can whisper it in line. You can think it while the kettle warms. You can write it in a message when you cannot say more. I return. I choose the smallest obedience. I forgive and ask to be forgiven. I bless my past for making me kind and release it from writing my future. I welcome my angel's guidance and Michael's guard. I keep company with the presence. I am not late. I am not alone. I am not beyond repair. I am loved into becoming. Let these lines become like ribs around your heart. When panic swells, press your palm to your chest and step into them. Let us consecrate your home in simple language. Stand at the entrance if you can, and say, "Peace rule here." Stand where you sleep and say, "Rest mend me here." Stand where you work and say, "Strength flow here." Stand where you eat and say, "Provision bless me here." Stand where you bathe and say, "Cleanliness renew me here." Stand where you keep your shoes and say, "My goings and comings are guarded." This is not theater. This is authority used without shouting. The atmosphere will listen. You wonder if heaven still speaks as in ancient stories. Listen to the humility of how we speak now. in the nudge toward honesty, in the thought to call someone at the right time, in the peace that rests on a decision that makes no sense on paper, in the sentence that keeps repeating when you wake, in the scent that appears when you pray. We are not hiding the map. We are walking with you at the pace you can bear. If you need a louder sign, ask without bravado and without fear. Ask like a child, could you show me again? We are not annoyed. Repetition is love's language with the weary. You have feared your own power because it has been misunderstood by those who prefer you small. Power in heaven's vocabulary is not domination. It is the capacity to bless without burning out. You will grow into this. Start by blessing in front of you, not beyond your reach. Bless the meal, even if it is simple. Bless your shoes before you leave. Bless your phone before you answer. Bless your own face in the mirror without dissecting it. Bless the room before a conversation. Bless the bill before you pay it. Bless the bed before sleep. Blessing is not denial of reality. It is an agreement with a deeper reality that changes how you meet what is. If you have a small vial of oil or simple lotion, touch a dot to your forehead tonight and say, I am set apart for peace. This is not superstition. It is tenderness made visible. If you do not have oil, use water. If you do not have water at hand, use your breath. Breathe slowly and feel that even air can be sacrament when received with intention. I have told you already about numbers that will find you. 7 for divine timing. Watch also for 3, a signature of completion in small cycles. For 9, a signature of pregnancy of promise coming to term. For 12, a signature of order returning. For 21, a signature of stubborn habits loosening. These are not codes to obsess over. They are threads to notice with a smile. Heaven loves you enough to play within your language. If you are tempted to doom, imagine holding a scroll with your own name inscribed. See how large, how luminous your name appears when heaven writes it. Doom will tell you the scroll is blank or filled with charges. Not so. The scroll contains a witness, mistakes accounted for, mercies multiplied, future opened when you are too tired to argue with doom. Ask me to show you this picture again. I will. I will place it before your inner eyes as often as needed. Your body has carried so much. It needs gentleness as much as your mind does. Tonight, if it is available to you, warm your hands and place one over your heart and one over your stomach. Say, thank you for keeping me alive. I forgive you for not being a machine. I bless you for how you carry spirit and story. You have asked for miracles. One miracle is to make friends with your own body again. This is not vanity. It is reverence. I want to teach you a simple habit that will become a lamp at your feet. When you feel the urge to spiral into an old story, a rehearsed fear, a fight in your mind, ask one question. What is the smallest true thing I can do next? Then do that one small true thing. It might be to drink water. It might be to message I need a hug to someone safe. It might be to open the window. It might be to stand up and put on gentler music. It might be to whisper amen when you have no other word. A life of miracles is often a string of smallest true things, each blessed, each obeyed. Now I turn to those who carry private losses too complicated to name. You have lost not only people, but timelines, imagined futures, versions of yourself you wanted to grow into. Mourn them without making a religion of mourning. Grief is a river. It should move. If you feel stuck, change the posture of your grieving. Write a letter from your future self to your present heart and read it aloud. Take a walk and dedicate each step to a memory. Give something away in honor of what will not return. Speak aloud. I release myself from building monuments to my pain. Your angel will help you find rituals that honor without imprisoning. Soon, a conversation will come that could heal more than it hurts if you enter it without armor. You will know it by the quiet in your stomach when you think of it. Before you speak, place your hand on your heart and say, I choose truth without cruelty and courage without haste. Ask for me to stand behind you. I will. If peace leaves the room, end the conversation kindly. Your dignity is not negotiable. You have a gift you consider unimpressive because it is not loud. It might be listening. It might be noticing details others miss. It might be patience with those who move slowly. It might be making spaces feel safe. It might be turning chaos into order for others without fanfare. Heaven calls your gift essential. Build with it. Offer it. Let it feed your life. You do not need the stage to carry holy consequence. A kitchen table can hold as much glory as any cathedral. Remember, stop now is not a threat. It is a doorway. Each time you stop, you step back into the company that never left. If you wander, and you will, the doorway remains. There is no guard dog at the threshold, only a hand held out. Take it. Take it again. You are taught by repetition, not by spectacle. Heaven does not mind, teaching you the same lesson in fresh language until you can sing it in your sleep. I feel you asking, will I really be okay? I could answer with theology, but you need something you can touch. I answer with this. A morning will come soon when you open your eyes and notice before your first thought that your room looks kinder. You will notice the absence of a pressure that has become background. You will stretch and feel a softness where you braced. And you will think, oh, there you are. Peace, you will not have performed your way into it. You will have allowed it. This is the presence, unearned, unthreatened, unafraid of your process. If you can, write one more prayer in the margins of this moment. I welcome holy reversals. I choose the smallest yes. I pour my heaviness into the earth and receive the lightness that returns. I will not rush my healing, and I will not idolize my pain. I am guarded. I am guided. I am loved. Now I lift the parchment again. The light around its edges brightens as if the page were breathing. Your name shines there, steady. I press 3 seals against the bottom as I speak blessing over your next days. First seal. Protection. The hours will not devour you. You will be kept. Second seal. Provision. The door you need will open, or you will see the one already open. Third seal. Purpose. You will know where your yes belongs and where your no brings peace. I pass my hand over the parchment, and every old accusation dissolves like steam on a mirror. What remains are promises, not contracts, companionship, not conditions. This is the benediction you asked for, the blessing that does not fade when the sound ends. May what went underground in you to survive rise strong and gentle, without shame. May what fogged your mind clear like a morning sky after rain. May companionship meet you in ordinary rooms and make them feel like sanctuary. May joy return without asking for proof you deserve it. May mercy find every corner where you have been hard on yourself and make it soft. May you love without losing yourself, and may you protect yourself without hardening. May your sleep be unbroken and your waking be purposeful. May you become impossible to discourage. May every good seed you forgot you planted surprise you with green. I trace the sign of peace over your door, over your devices, over your thoughts. I set a quiet sentinel at your bed. I bless your coming and your going, your pausing and your pacing, your silence and your saying. I grant you permission to rest. I grant you permission to begin. I grant you permission to be loved. When memory tries to drag you into old courtrooms, step into the garden instead. When fear tries to dress like wisdom, ask it for its fruits. If they are bitterness and panic, do not follow. When shame tries to call itself humility, remember humility does not hate what heaven loves. And now I close the scroll. Hear the soft roll of parchment returning to its center, the ribbon drawing around it, like a horizon, the wax warming and taking the impression of a mark older than the mountains, new as your next breath. I press the seal, and the seal holds. My hand rests on it for a moment longer, for your sake, as if to say, this stands, this keeps, this counts. The light narrows and settles like a promise made in a quiet room. You are not dismissed, you are commissioned to gentleness, to honesty, to small obediences that open large gates. Go now with the certainty that you are guarded in the unseen and guided in the seen. Go with the forgiveness you have given and received softening your steps. Go with a mouth that blesses and hands that build and eyes that notice mercy. Go knowing that when you whisper, I am here, God, the presence always answers, I am here, beloved. I am Michael. I stand watch. I hear your smallest prayer like a bell. You will not lose the presence. You will learn to notice it. Walk your next step in peace. The parchment is closed, but your story is opening into light.